Typhoons, floods, landslides. Every year, these forces of nature threaten homes, dreams, and lives across the Philippines. But what if you could escape the chaos? What if there were places in this country where you could wake up to unshakable peace of mind that your family is safe? Previously, we explored the most typhoon-safe places in the Philippines, cities and provinces where the storms rarely reach, where floods don't cripple communities, and where landslides are less. From the mountain air of Valencia to the peace of Coron and the tropical safety of Dumaguete, our Part 1 revealed 10 amazing havens. Missed Part 1? Watch it now to see the first 10 safest locations. But what if you still haven't found the right one for you? Welcome to Part 2, where we feature 10 more cities and regions that combine safety, beauty, and peace of mind. These are the places where Filipinos and expats alike live without fear of the next super typhoon, because the storms just don't come here. In the next few minutes, I'm revealing the top 10 places in the Philippines that are backed by hard data from Pagasa and GeoRisk-PH. Stick around, because one of these places might just be your new home. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and let's uncover these safe havens together. Let's begin. Butuan City. Kicking off our list is Butuan City, the gateway to northern Mindanao. Nestled in Agusan del Norte, this city is a hidden gem that's far from the typical typhoon path. Mindanao, especially its southern and western regions, is too close to the equator for typhoons to form thanks to the weak Coriolis effect. Pagasa data shows that only 10 typhoons made landfall in Mindanao between 1945 and 2013, compared to hundreds in Luzon and Visayas. Even when Typhoon Pablo hit Mindanao in 2012, Butuan was largely spared from the worst, with minimal flooding and no major landslides reported. While other parts of Visayas and Luzon brace for high-category storms, Butuan simply receives rainfall. Why it's safe? Typhoons often weaken before reaching this far south. Minimal recorded storm surges or landslides. Flat terrain and drainage limit flooding events. This is a perfect location for those seeking calm city life with low risk of natural disaster. Tagaytay City. Tagaytay is one of the most surprising safe zones near Manila. Perched at over 2,000 feet above sea level, Tagaytay's elevated terrain makes it a natural fortress against floods. While Calabarzon occasionally sees typhoons, like Glenda in 2014, Tagaytay's location west of the typical typhoon path keeps it safer than coastal areas. GeoRisk-PH data confirms low landslide risk in well-developed areas, thanks to stable soils and urban planning. Tagaytay is where you escape for fresh air and stunning views of Taal Volcano. While Metro Manila floods easily and experiences high wind damage during typhoon season, Tagaytay sits securely behind terrain barriers and enjoys only gentle rain. Why it's safe? High elevation means flood-free. Western location shields it from most typhoons. Dense greenery absorbs runoff, reducing landslide risk. Bonus, it's a cool weather escape just 2 hours from the city. For retirees or families who want proximity to Manila without the danger, Tagaytay is one of the best bets.
Iloilo City, Western Visayas. Iloilo City is the cultural heart of Western Visayas. Located on Panay Island, Iloilo is west of the typhoon belt, meaning it rarely sees direct hits. While Typhoon Paeng in 2022 caused flooding in some parts of Western Visayas, Iloilo City's urban planning and elevated districts kept most areas safe. Its coastal location is protected by natural barriers like Guimaras Island, reducing storm surges, and landslides are uncommon due to stable soil. Despite being a coastal city, it rarely experiences direct hits thanks to the shield of Samar, Leyte, and the central mountains of Panay Island. Why it's safe? Protected by topography and neighboring islands. Consistent drainage and flood prevention projects. No major landslides on record in the last 2 decades. Typhoon safety. Western location dodges most typhoon paths. Flood risk. Low in central districts, modern drainage systems in place. Landslide risk, minimal, flat and stable terrain. San Fernando, Pampanga. Located in central Luzon, Pampanga might not seem like a typhoon refuge at first glance, but certain areas like San Fernando are surprisingly resilient. Thanks to massive investments in flood control, infrastructure upgrades, and inland geography, this city has become a model of weather preparedness. Why it's safe? Inland and away from coastal storm surges. Major flood mitigation efforts post-Pinatubo. Strong local disaster response systems. Close to Clark and Angeles City, San Fernando offers modern amenities without the environmental vulnerability.
Tuguegarao, Cagayan Valley. While northern Luzon sees its share of rain, the Cagayan Valley is actually a sheltered basin surrounded by mountains that block typhoons from wreaking full havoc. Tuguegarao, its urban heart, is often spared the worst thanks to this unique topography. Locals experience intense heat more often than intense storms. While northern Luzon faces typhoons, Tuguegarao's urban areas are equipped with robust flood control systems along the Cagayan River, minimizing flooding risks, as seen during Typhoon Ulysses in 2020. Pagasa data shows typhoons often weaken inland, and GeoRisk PH confirms low landslide risk in Tuguegarao's flat urban zones. Why it's safe? Mountain walls reduce wind force, fast-draining land limits flood retention, minimal landslide-prone zones in flatlands. If you want to live north, this is a smart pick. Cagayan de Oro City, Misamis Oriental. Nestled in northern Mindanao, CDO benefits from the region's equatorial location, which keeps it out of most typhoon paths. Pagasa records show only a handful of typhoons affecting Mindanao, with CDO experiencing minimal impacts even during Typhoon Pablo in 2012. Improved flood control along the Cagayan River and flat urban areas reduce flooding risks, while stable geology minimizes landslide risks. Once affected by Tropical Storm Sendong, Cagayan de Oro learned and adapted quickly. Today, it's considered one of the most resilient cities in Mindanao. Modern infrastructure and strict building regulations now make it safer than ever. Why it's safe? Rarely hit by full-strength typhoons, massive flood controls in place, growing economic opportunities. Lake Sebu, South Cotabato. Lake Sebu isn't just a cultural treasure of the Taboli people, it's also an area naturally protected from typhoons. Situated in the highlands of South Cotabato, it enjoys cool weather, scenic lake views, and remarkable immunity from tropical cyclones. While the lake's location in the Ala Valley and its surrounding hills and rainforests offer some protection, South Cotabato still experiences the effects of tropical cyclones, including strong winds and heavy rainfall. Why it's safe? High elevation prevents flooding. Typhoons lose power before reaching this part of Mindanao. No history of destructive landslides in settled areas. For those seeking ecotourism, indigenous culture, and nature with safety, Lake Sebu is unmatched. Bago City, Negros Occidental. Located just south of Bacolod, but sitting at a slightly higher elevation, Bago City benefits from a similar protective geography while avoiding the busier coastal zones. It's embraced by the mountains to the east, which buffers strong typhoon winds, and its access to natural drainage via rivers ensures minimal flood risks. While generally less prone to direct typhoon landfalls due to its location on the western side of the Philippines, can still experience impacts from typhoons that make landfall elsewhere. Typhoons in the Philippines typically move from east to west, making the eastern regions more vulnerable. However, even though Bago City might not be directly hit, it can still experience strong winds, heavy rain, and flooding from outer bands of a typhoon. Why it's safe? Buffered by the mountains of Negros Island, rarely in typhoon trajectories, good elevation, and natural drainage. It offers agricultural charm, heritage sites, and a slow-paced lifestyle with natural disaster security. Tarlac City, Tarlac. Tarlac City in central Luzon is frequently overshadowed by neighboring Pampanga and Pangasinan, but it quietly stands as one of the most flood-resilient and storm-safe zones in the region. Stronger typhoons pose a greater risk regardless of location. Tarlac, while inland, can still experience damaging winds and heavy rainfall. Typhoon track. Typhoons typically weaken as they move inland, but the track is crucial. If the typhoon's center passes close to Tarlac, the province will experience stronger winds and more intense rainfall. Tarlac is inland, well-drained, and largely outside the common landfall tracks of typhoons that hit eastern Luzon. Why it's safe? Inland location avoids coastal storm surges, no major flood disasters in recent years, active disaster preparedness governance. Its proximity to major highways and infrastructure projects adds value for those seeking both accessibility and natural safety. Iligan City. Iligan City, the city of majestic waterfalls, located in northern Mindanao, benefits from the region's equatorial protection, with Pagasa data showing minimal typhoon impacts even during Typhoon Pablo in 2012. The city's flat urban areas and modern drainage systems along the Agus River prevent flooding, while GeoRisk PH confirms low landslide risk in developed zones. While Iligan City is generally considered to be outside the typical path of most typhoons that hit the Philippines, it is not completely immune to their effects. The city has experienced devastating impacts from past storms, particularly Typhoon Washi, also known as Sendang. Iligan City is located on Mindanao, which is south of the main typhoon belt, but it can still be affected by storms that veer south. Iligan City has implemented measures to address disaster risk, including the Barangay Disaster Risk-Sensitive Shelter Plan in high-risk barangays, districts. So there you have it, 10 more places across the Philippines where you can finally breathe easy, sleep soundly, and build a life without the constant fear of typhoons, floods, or landslides. If you haven't already watched Part 1, you're missing out on even more amazing places like Dumaguete, Coron, and Valencia. Check it out. Which of these spots is calling your name? Drop it in the comments and let's start a conversation. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more travel and lifestyle tips, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. If you're dreaming of a safe and beautiful life in the Philippines, save this video and share it with someone who needs to see it. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.